Please enjoy the story. It was a beautiful summer morning on August 12, 1944, in the quiet village of Sant'Anna di Stazzema in Tuscany, Italy. The villagers went about their daily chores, never expecting that it would be their last day on Earth. They were unaware that the Waffen-SS was planning a brutal attack on their village, and they were about to be caught in the middle of an operation against the Italian resistance movement. The German troops arrived in the village, led by SS Hauptsturmführer Anton Galler. They were joined by fascists from the 36th Brigadiera Benito Mussolini, dressed in German uniforms. The villagers were immediately rounded up, and hundreds of them were locked up in several barns and stables. The soldiers then began their systematic execution of the villagers, mostly by shooting them with machine guns or by tossing hand grenades into enclosed spaces. The victims included at least 107 children, the youngest of whom was only 20 days old, and 8 pregnant women, one of whom had her womb cut with a bayonet and her baby pulled out and killed separately. The soldiers then set fire to the bodies of the victims, including livestock, and burned down the entire village. The massacre took 3 hours, after which the SS men sat down outside the burning village and ate lunch. The aftermath of the massacre was devastating. The village was left in ruins, and hundreds of innocent people were murdered. After the war, the church was rebuilt, and nearby monuments, including the Charnel House Monument and the Historical Museum of Resistance, were built in remembrance of the victims. Stations of the cross were also erected along the trail from the church to the main memorial site at the National Park of Peace, founded in 2000. For many years, no one was prosecuted for the massacre. However, in July 2004, a trial of 10 former Waffen-SS officers and NCOs living in Germany was held before a military court in La Spezia, Italy. In 2005, the court found the accused guilty of participation in the killings and sentenced them in absentia to life imprisonment. However, extradition requests from Italy were rejected by Germany. In 2012, German prosecutors shelved their investigation of 17 unnamed former SS soldiers, 8 of whom were still alive, who were part of the unit involved in the massacre because of a lack of evidence. The verdict caused deep dismay and renewed suffering to Italians, not just survivors and relatives of the victims. The mayor of the village, Michele Silicani, called the verdict a scandal and urged Italy's justice minister to lobby Germany to reopen the case. The Sant'Anna di Stazzema massacre is a painful reminder of the horrors of war and the importance of justice and remembrance. The victims of this heinous crime will never be forgotten, and their memory will be honored for generations to come. The Sant'Anna di Stazzema massacre left an indelible scar on the people of the village and Italy as a whole. The atrocity has been a subject of ongoing historical and legal inquiries, as well as public memorials and artistic representations. In 1951, the German government paid compensation to the families of the victims, but it was only a symbolic gesture that did little to address the pain and trauma caused by the massacre. It was not until the 1990s that the Italian government began to seriously investigate the war crimes committed by the Nazis during their occupation of Italy. The Military Tribunal of La Spezia and the highest Italian Court of Appeal declared the Sant'Anna di Stazzema massacre a war crime and defined it as voluntary and organized acts of terrorism. But justice remained elusive for the victims and their families for decades. It was not until 2004, 60 years after the massacre, that a military court in La Spezia tried and found 10 former Waffen-SS officers and NCOs guilty of participating in the killings. However, the verdict was marred by the fact that Germany refused to extradite the accused, who were living in Germany at the time, and the sentences were handed down in absentia. Many in Italy felt that the trial was too little, too late. In 2012, German prosecutors shelved their investigation of 17 unnamed former SS soldiers who were part of the unit involved in the massacre, citing a lack of evidence. The decision was met with outrage in Italy, and many felt that Germany was shirking its responsibility to bring the perpetrators of the atrocity to justice. Despite the lack of closure, the people of Sant'Anna di Stazzema have refused to let the memory of the massacre fade away. The restored village church, which was the site of some of the worst atrocities, stands as a testament to the resilience and determination of the community. Nearby, the Charnel House Monument and the Historical Museum of Resistance provide visitors with a sobering reminder of the horrors that took place in the village. And the National Park of Peace, founded in 2000, stands as a symbol of hope and reconciliation in the face of unimaginable violence and suffering. The Sant'Anna di Stazzema massacre is a dark chapter in Italy's history, but it is also a testament to the courage and strength of the human spirit in the face of unspeakable evil. It is a reminder that we must never forget the atrocities of the past, lest we repeat them in the future. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.